Hello, my name is Walid, and I'm an instructor at Elzero Technology School. Have you ever wondered what happens when you click on a link? Or how do you send emails? Well, all those actions are happening on the internet. But have you ever thought about what the internet really is? In this episode, I will attempt to explain what the internet is in the simplest way possible, so that even your grandma can understand it. So let's start. Okay, here is the question. What is the internet? In a nutshell, the internet is a big network of computers that are connected to each other. These computers are located everywhere around the world. They're in your house, they're in your pocket, they're even in spaceships and submarines. Seriously, these computers are everywhere. Basically, anywhere you find a socket, you find an internet-connected device. But why would anyone want to connect all these computers together? Well, the main idea behind creating this network was to allow these computers to talk to each other. Yes, they literally talk to each other. To be more specific, they exchange data. You may wonder, what exactly is data? Well, data is a collection of unprocessed facts and figures that can be meaningful. For example, this picture on my wall is data. It's a collection of pixels that form this image. If I come over here and change the color of this image to black and white, I will be transforming the data contained in this image because now we have only two values for each pixel instead of millions of colors. That's why data is called raw, until it becomes useful to us. Now, if we take the example of my mobile phone, every single thing you see on it, such as the icons, the text pictures, videos, or even the sound you hear when you receive a message, they are all data. Data can also be numbers like the temperature outside or your weight. It could also be some text like the message you are reading right now. All right, so far we know that the internet is a network of computers that talk to each other by exchanging data. But the question is, how? How do they talk to each other? Well, for that, we need to introduce another concept called IP address. Every computer that is connected to the internet has a unique address called an IP address. Think of this address like your home address. Just like there are multiple addresses in your town, there are millions of addresses on the internet. These addresses look something like this. Maybe you're thinking, what does this random set of numbers mean? Well, this number is actually an address of a server, which is a special type of computer that is used to deliver data over the internet. For example, this is the IP address of YouTube's main server. And if I replace this IP address on my computer's settings, then whenever I try to visit YouTube, my computer will directly connect to the server that is hosting YouTube, which is pretty cool. But this method of connecting to servers using these IP addresses is really hard to remember and even harder to use. Imagine having to remember every single IP address of all the websites you visit on a daily basis. Fortunately, there is a much easier way. Every server on the internet has a special name assigned to it. For example, the server that is hosting YouTube is named at edgeyoutube.com. By simply typing this name on your browser, you are able to connect to the YouTube server and load the YouTube homepage. And these names are called domain names. Domain names are easy for humans to remember, but they are not very useful for computers. Computers cannot recognize these domain names, so they need to be translated into IP addresses. This process of translating domain names into IP addresses is handled by special servers called DNS servers. So now, anytime you try to visit a website, your computer first goes to a DNS server and asks for the IP address of that website. Then the DNS server responds with the IP address, and your computer connects to the website as server directly. So far, we have learned that the internet is a network of computers that communicate with each other by exchanging data. We also learned how these computers can exchange data by using their unique IP addresses or domain names. Now let's imagine that you want to send an email from your computer to your friend's computer. This means your computer needs to exchange your email with another computer that has the IP address of your friend's computer. But do you have your friend's IP address? Probably not. Instead, You may have your friend's email address. So the question is, can you get your friend's IP address by just knowing his email address? Well, yes, you can. There is a special service on the internet called a mail server whose job is to collect emails and deliver them to their recipients. So when you try to send an email to someone, your email goes to this mail server first. The mail server then looks for the recipient's IP address and delivers the email to that computer. You may ask, who manages all these servers? Well, no one person manages all these servers. Instead, there are thousands of organizations, companies, and even countries that own and manage their own servers and networks. Some of these servers are owned by Amazon, others by Google, and yet others by the governments of different countries. For example, the .government domain is managed by the US government itself. On top of these organizations, there are a few entities that play an important role in managing the Internet. One of these organizations is ICANN, which stands for Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Its main responsibility is to manage all the domain names on the Internet. Another organization that plays a vital role in managing the Internet is RIPE-NCC, which stands for Réseau IP Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. It is responsible for managing IP addresses in these regions. I think we've got a good grasp of how the Internet works. So now let me answer the most frequently asked question about the Internet. What is the difference between the Internet and the World Wide Web? Well, the Internet is the physical infrastructure that allows computers to communicate with each other. The World Wide Web, also known as just the web, is a service that runs on top of this Internet infrastructure. Think of it like this. The Internet is the hardware, the physical things you can touch, like wires, cables, routers, and servers. The web is the software, the thing you use every day, like browsers, websites, and apps. You may be wondering what happens when you close your laptop. Does your part in the Internet go away? Well, no. You see, the Internet is always there, whether you're using it or not. It's like the sun. Whether you're looking at it or not, it's still shining. Your computer is only a small part of this vast network. And when you turn off your computer, it doesn't affect the rest of the Internet. It's like when you leave your house, it doesn't affect the rest of the city. In the next episode, we will learn how to build our own piece of the web by writing our first HTML page. Don't miss out on this. See you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to be the first to watch new episodes. Also, let us know in the comments below what you would like to learn in the next episode. And finally, if you're looking to become a full-stack web developer, check out the links in the description below to get a free quote for your own custom e-learning platform.